Welcome to my channel. I'm Suzanne. This is the farmer's wife. And today I'm sharing an ordinary day in the life work day on the farm. We live on an organic salad greens farm in BC, Canada, and spring is finally here. I usually wake up around 6 a.m. in the morning, and I like to have a slow start to my morning with coffee. And I just kind of like to have a little bit of time to relax before I wake everyone up and get started with preparing school lunches. I have two teenagers in high school, and so I'm just getting their lunches ready to go before I get started working on our farm. There's rain in the forecast today, and it's usually like that in the springtime. So I definitely have to dress for the weather when I'm working outdoors. I'm just watering my plants, and some of them are not looking so great. This fern in particular, I found out it was suffering due to being in a pot that had no drainage. So I'm trying to bring that back to life, and we're heading off to go to school. Once a week, I have a deal with my daughter that I'll take her to the drive-thru in the morning. She has to be ready early, and it's a bit of a reward just for getting up and going to school. It's not easy being a teenager. So she gets a little drink and a bagel. And now I'm back home and I'm getting started with my microgreens work. I usually start off with that first, just to get it out of the way. And today I'm seating trays, and I've got to water everything and just get my regular work done. I actually have a video all about my weekly routine with my microgreens. You can check that out if you're interested. I always wear gloves when I'm working, and part of it is just the fact I don't like getting dirt under my nails, especially because I'm in and out of the kitchen cooking all the time as well. So I just like to keep my hands clean. So I keep gloves around all the time. The microgreens take me around an hour usually in the morning, depending on what I'm doing. Thursdays is our big day, and I spend all day doing it. But today I'm done that now, and I'm starting on just cleaning up the kitchen. This is kind of an ongoing thing, and this is why I feel so lucky to be working from home, because I can take little breaks and work on little tasks here and there that need to get done. So I really appreciate that about being a work from home mom. We're probably around 11 o'clock right now. And so what I like to do is start a brunch around this time, because I'm done my microgreens and my next thing will be to be working outside. But I like to get us fed before I do that. So I found this really cool cast iron grill at the thrift store. And on one side it's flat, and then on the other side it's got grooves. So On one side, you could be cooking sausages or paninis or something like that. That's something that you would want grill marks. But then on the other side, you could cook pancakes or bacon. So I was really excited to find that. And I only paid $12. So it was a great find. But I ended up finding out that it wasn't seasoned very well. So I have to work on seasoning it. This is a new recipe that I have been making nonstop with my baking mix, and it's drop scones. I'll be coming out with a video soon for you guys. It's very, very simple. Really, it's just 3 cups of the baking mix and 1.5 cups of milk. That's it. So I'll link my video for my master baking mix recipe. And what I'm doing is I'm just putting some cheese and some of my cowboy candy on top. And I'm telling you, this is so, so delightful. It's so delicious. It gets all crispy on the bottom. And my kids have been loving it as well. It makes a great quick lunch for my kids. And I can either turn it into a sandwich or just eat it as is. And I also like to make breakfast sandwiches with them. And this is right now currently my favorite go-to recipe. It's so quick and it turns out so delicious. And it's saving me a ton of money because cheese buns at the store are quite expensive. I made this cowboy candy for the first time last year with jalapeños that I grew myself. I think I only ended up with maybe 7 or 8 jars. So they are precious. I gave one of the jars to my daughter. She loves it. And we just can't stop eating them. So I have to grow jalapeños this year because I need to make more because we're not going to have any left. You can see that my bacon was having a problem with sticking. And it's just because I need to re-season this cast iron. But I'm so excited to have this grill. And I can imagine doing hamburgers, hot dogs, grilled cheese. There's so many things. I just can't wait. We actually worked on this farm for 4 years, leasing the land before we moved into the house. There was actually someone else renting the house. And we talked to the landlord and hinted at him that if the house ever became available, that we were definitely interested in moving because we were living in a townhouse before we moved in here, and it was a really unpleasant experience. I didn't enjoy living in a communal townhouse situation, but we started our farm not living in a farmhouse, and we just kept working and kept working. And then eventually the house became available, and we jumped at the opportunity to move in it, even though we had never seen the inside. We agreed to move in sight unseen, and it was the best decision we ever made. Here are those drop biscuits, and they basically look like cheese buns. They get nice and golden on the bottom, and they're more moist than a regular biscuit. And my son says he loves them, and he gives them a 10 out of 10. They're a winner. So I will put the recipe down in the description for you. I am planning on making just a quick video separately so that I have that on my channel. But I'm giving you the recipe now because it's so good. If you've made my baking mix, definitely give it a try. We had some overwintered carrots, and we spent a good couple of weeks digging those out and selling them, and those are gone now. And my next task is a lot of weeding. And this is what I really love doing on our farm. I could spend all day, every day weeding, and I would be completely happy with it. And my husband knows that. And there's so many things that he's skilled at on the farm that I can't do. So he usually puts me on the jobs that he doesn't like doing and that also are things that I like doing. So I usually end up spending a lot of time weeding in the spring. Our dog Bruno absolutely loves being outside, especially with my husband and especially when he's using any type of machinery. He loves to follow him around and it's just his favorite thing. And so these are some of the weeds that I'm pulling out. And one of the things that's really great is that my husband and I truly complement each other on our farm, and we both are skilled at different things. So it just works out great. So now I'm done my weeding, and I decided that I was going to season this cast iron, and I'm putting some oil on. But I think I should have looked it up first because I think I used the wrong kind of oil. I used grapeseed oil. It was just what I had on hand. But when I put it in the oven, it just really smoked a lot. So I probably, I don't know, need to do it again with a different oil. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it. Let me know in the comments. Homemaking when you're working full-time especially is extremely difficult, and I've definitely had to work on my skills as a homemaker while also being busy with our farm. And one of the things that's really helped me is just being able to focus on one thing at a time and be able to ignore the things that I have no control over. So if one area of the house is completely messy, I have to learn to ignore that and only focus on the task at hand. So here is one of my experiments, which is creme fraiche. This turned out really, really good. It was so easy to make, and I ended up using it later on some crepes with fresh berries. It was absolutely delicious. It's after school, and my daughter is at an after school program, and my son and I have plans this evening to watch a show together, and that's something that we're just starting to do. And we're watching Alone. I don't know if you've ever seen that show, but it is great. I love it. It's a survival show, and people have to go into the wilderness and survive alone, and whoever makes it the longest wins. And it's so much fun. So that's what we're doing this evening, but I still have chores to do first, and I'm just working on cleaning up this kitchen again. I really try to focus on the things that matter the most, and spending quality time with my family or with one of my kids definitely ranks at the top of the list, along with homemaking and all the things I do to take care of them. But I also think as a homemaker, it's really important to take care of yourself. So I'm taking a little break. I'm having some of my Greek yogurt. I have a video, and it's so easy to make and it's so delicious. It's part of my regular routine now. And it's so high in protein. So it's a great snack. And that's what I'm doing while looking at cookbooks, gathering ideas for dinner. I love having little moments like this throughout the day where I just sit and take a break and take a minute. I think as a mother, it's so important to take that time for yourself. And yeah, I highly recommend doing that throughout your day if you can. And another thing I'm doing is giving my bathroom a quick tidy up. And this is a trick that I learned from another woman who has a cleaning channel on YouTube. I'll try and find her and link her below. But she recommended using one of these kitchen scrubbers that you put dish soap in and using it in your shower. And I'm telling you, it's a total game changer because that was one of the areas for me that I just couldn't keep on top of. I always found that the kitchen was the priority and the bathroom kind of fell to the wayside. But ever since she came out with that trick and I implemented it, it's changed everything. So I have one in my shower, and then I have one under the sink here in this washroom, and I just use it to clean out the sink when it needs it, and it just makes it so easy. The idea is to use the scrubber when you're actually in the shower, taking a shower. So you never need to think about it at any other time. It makes it so easy because you're already in there, and before you step out of the shower, just give it a quick scrub down. And I found that it works and it's always clean now. So give it a try, you guys. Definitely give it a try. It was such a beautiful sunny day, and this was around sunset. So I just wanted to be outside catching that last bit of sun of the day. And I decided to do a bit of raking, which there's a lot of raking to do on this property. There's so many trees. So I just spent about 45 minutes just to catch that last bit of sunlight. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're new here, I like to make homemaking content, food from scratch, and life on our farm. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you in next week's video.